So it looks like we have some upcoming games coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 for 2026 and beyond. We talk about it here today. Welcome back to another Nintendo Switch 2 video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before we begin, I do like to say, do take all of these news with a massive grain of salt. They can change. So with that being said, let's get into it. So it says here, we now have our hands on the Nintendo Switch 2, a new console from one of the biggest names in gaming. Elias, a new console is only as valuable as the library of games you can build on it. Thankfully, Nintendo hasn't been shy about the plans released over the next year, which mix of Switch 2 exclusives and third-party releases, and the benefits of backwards compatibility with any games still launching on the original Switch. Without further ado, here's the list of all of the Switch 2 games we're looking forward to in 2026. So, here is what we have. We have Pokemon Champions, which is set to release April 8th, 2026, and the description says, this next Pokemon spin-off game will be entirely free to play, well, unless if you're interested in the upgrade pack. Pokemon Champions is all about the battling with a particular focus on Mega Evolutions. You'll get your own roster ranch for taking care of your Pokemon while you're befriending new trainers to support you. The game is a new standard for the official Pokemon video game champion events, though we already know that the game won't feature the full roster of Pocket Monsters. Next game that we have, which seems to be very popular one with cozy gamers, is Tomodachi Life: Living the Dream, which is set to release April 16, 2026. Tomodachi Life was a particularly unique game under the Nintendo umbrella, and I was pretty darn excited to see the series coming back onto the Switch 2. The concept of creating Miis and watching them interact on the island has more novelty than you can imagine. I promise, especially given the range of customization, Nintendo has also fulfilled the promise to introduce more inclusivity after criticism on the original 3DS game. Tomodachi Life: Living the Dream has happened to get its own dedicated Nintendo Direct where you can find the gameplay. The next game that we have is Mal's P.I. for Hire, which is set to release on April 16, 2026. This one has been a particular hit at IGN. Through our previews, the first-person shooter is based on the Disney icon Mickey Mouse with an old-school hand-drawn rubber house style animation style. It also seems to have a Reagan jazz-inspired soundtrack. The next game that we have is Outbound, which is set to release April 23rd of 2026 of this year. An idea of anyone who's considered running away to the countryside. Outbound hands you have an empty camper and an explorable open world to scavenge from and build on. You'll be able to play solo or co-op mode with up to 4 players. The next game that we have is, and I do apologize if I pronounce this incorrectly, is Pragmata, if I'm saying that right, which is set to release April 24th of this year. After a series of delay dating back to 2021, Capcom finally revealed the Pragmata with a firm release date and confirmation of a cross-platform support. Hugh Williams gets injured while exploring a lunar-controlled space station where he finds Diana, a Pragma android. The two are classified as intruders and must combine their hacking and shooting skills to find the truth of the space station. You can learn more in their previews that they wrote about. The next one that we have is Moon in Troll, Winter's Warmth, and it is set to release April 27th of 2026. It is inspired by a Moon in stories created by Tove Jansson. Again, I do apologize for mispronouncing that. This game has you join Moon in Troll on a winter journey filled with puzzles and new friends. The next game that we have is MotoGP 2026, which is set to release April 29th of this year. Folks who want a little more realism than the racing sim than Mario Kart World or Sonic Racing Crossroads, MotoGPS got you covered. This year's release will support full cross-play for playing with friends and introduce a new riders-based handling physics. The next game that we have is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is set to release May 12th of this year. So it's between Riders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. So it's pretty much an adventure game is what this is. And then we have Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. We have a release date for that, which is May 21st of 2026. This is the most recent first-party Nintendo game to get a firm release date. Yoshi Mysterious Book will be releasing exclusively on the Switch 2 this May. It's its first Yoshi game since Yoshi Crafted World in 2019. And if you can check out the rest of these articles if you want to learn more. Then we have Bubsy 4D. If I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it is set to release on May 22nd, 2026. You can read the description about that game. Then we have 007 First Light, which is set to release May 22nd, 2026. You can read the description of that. Then we have Bluey's Quest for Gold Pen, which is set to release May 28th, 2026. You can read the description for that. We have Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is set to release June 3rd of 2026. You can read the description for that. Then we have Dance Attack, I hope I'm reading that right, set to release June 17th, 2026. We have Adventures of Elliot and Millennium Tales, set to release June 18th of 2026. And then we have some upcoming Nintendo Switch games that are still unknown, that still do not have a solid release date. You can see as the following. So yeah, let me know what are your thoughts. Let me know if you're excited for any of these games. And if you want to read the full article, I'll link it down below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.